had a big, cool announcement back in May.
That's right.
And so I'm going to give you a chance, for those of you who don't know about this announcement, to go ahead and let us know what it was and why it's so cool.
Sure, absolutely. Well, just to give a little context, Informatica and Oracle, we've been partners for a long time. And in fact, I think many of the customers here, we help them become data-driven organizations in the on-premises world. What we announced back in May at Informatica World, and Andy Mendelson came and joined our CEO on stage, is a whole new chapter in our relationship. And it's a really unique chapter as well, all focused on how do we help companies become intelligent data enterprises in the cloud.
I mean, and that's like when we're talking about Informatica, you've been around for a long time. And, in the tech world, everything's new and moving so fast. Yeah. So a company that's been so successful and has been around for 30 years has a lot of great advice to give to people. But let's start with, what was your journey like getting from where you were to coming into the cloud? What did that journey look like for you?
Yeah, I think Informatica as a company, we've always been focused on really leading with our customers and really being ahead of the next wave of innovation, right? So you think about the phases of evolution from the on-premises world, then there was the big data movement. Informatica was a leader in that. And then when it comes to cloud, we've actually had cloud native offerings for more than a decade, right? So we've been in the cloud quite a while and have a lot of expertise. What's new now is we brought all of our data management capabilities as fully cloud native, end-to-end data management platform. And that's really helping customers transform their business, right? Especially in the last few years as well, right?
Yeah, and speaking of the last few years, I mean, if you really look at it, with everything that's happened, especially in the last 2.5, 3 years, technology has been at the core of so many of the changes and critical needs of all of our customers. Yep. Can you tell us what's changed for you in the last couple of years that might not have changed maybe as quickly?
Yeah, absolutely. I think the last few years really brought to the forefront, companies need to have an ability to pivot. They need to have an ability to adapt to rapidly changing environments. And the core of doing that is having a good handle on their data. It all comes down to the data. If you're going to analyze what's going on, make quick decisions, you want to make those data-driven decisions, right? So that really just became dramatically accelerated during the last few years.
Are there any specific use cases you can think of that you'd really like to highlight? Maybe our customers would be interested in?
Yeah, absolutely. One of the aspects that I think makes this new phase of partnership so unique is that we are working at a deep product and engineering level with Oracle on the database side to bring to customers a single solution for end-to-end kind of comprehensive data management and analytics in the cloud. Right, and in fact, it's such a compelling solution that Oracle named us the preferred partner for cloud data integration and data governance for lakehouses and cloud data warehousing. So we're really focused on how do we help customers, our on-premise customers that we have lots of them, get them to the cloud, right, in the most cost-effective way, the most expedient way, and then also when it comes to their new analytics, how do we give them a foundation for scaling analytics-driven outcomes?
And as you're talking about helping these customers, especially when they're on-prem, there can be a lot of, it's less now, but the cloud, for some people, there's a little bit of concern or anxiousness about that kind of change. Anytime there's a major change, people tend to get nervous. Yep. So it sounds like you have a lot of experience helping people through change management.
Absolutely. And one of the things that we have as part of the partnership is a great joint program to help those customers migrate. So it's an automated program, automated tooling that takes, who better to take Informatica and Oracle on-premises customers to the cloud than Informatica and Oracle's our cloud native solutions, right? We're the folks who know how to do that best. And we have a great program with financial incentives, accelerators on both sides. So that helps, I think, customers get very comfortable. I mean, they trust Oracle, they trust Informatica, and they're so excited that we can bring them to the cloud together.
That's really cool.
They're excited to hear the new story. They want to understand, how do I get to the modern cloud world? How do I get there in a way that's going to make sense?
Going back to some customer stories, do you have a customer story that is your favorite to explain to people to demonstrate a good success?
Absolutely. So McGraw-Hill is one of the joint customers talked about. They've gone through the migration program. So they went from PowerCenter on premises to our intelligent data management cloud, and they're going to Exadata Cloud a customer, right? So they've gone through the process, they've modernized. And the whole reason they did it is they recognized that they were dealing with data silos, they were dealing with rigid data infrastructure, they couldn't scale to keep up with the demands for data and analytics. So they really needed this fundamentally new architecture in the cloud. And so we helped them succeed with that through that migration program.
It's really cool. I mean, because pretty much anyone who's been to school, especially here in the U.S.,
Yes.
knows exactly who that is and how much,
Yep.
how much data and information they have. So as we're moving forward in this journey together,
Yep.
what do you see the future like? What's the next part of, this quest?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's so many possibilities in the partnership, right? We're very much focused on that modernization movement, the migration movement right now, and there's many customers who are perfect for that kind of solution. We're also looking at scaling out more of these net new lake houses, driving net new analytics use cases. There's a lot of tie-ins too with Fusion Apps and other parts of the Oracle portfolio that we can do some very unique things with this relationship.
I love when you start talking about Fusion Apps and doing unique things, because that's what customers are looking for. Is they need someone who can do that flexibility to be like, okay, maybe something like this doesn't exist yet, but we can help you get there.
Yep.
Are there any Fusion Apps or things that you've been working on already that you can give us a hint into?
We've had connectivity to all on-premise apps as well as Fusion
Okay.
apps. So I think we're looking at some of the solutions around, for example, our master data management capabilities. How do those help augment and integrate and really pull together all the disparate data that's coming from not only Oracle applications but also external ones as well. So that's one big part of the partnership, is that we are truly multi-cloud and hybrid as well, which is really well aligned to OCI strategy.
It's awesome talking to you, especially like with your wealth of knowledge and how long Informatica has been around, that knowledge base and knowing where we might be going in the future. Well, thank you very much.